The Academy Awards, or Oscars, is an annual American awards ceremony honoring cinematic achievements in the film industry. The various category winners are awarded a copy of a statuette, officially called the Academy Award of Merit, which has become commonly known by its nickname, Oscar. The awards, first presented in 1929 at the Hollywood Roosevelt Hotel, are overseen by the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences. The awards ceremony was first televised in 1953, and is now seen live in more than 200 countries. The Oscars is the oldest entertainment awards ceremony. Its equivalents, the Emmy Awards for television, the Tony Awards for theater, and the Grammy Awards for music and recording, are modeled after the Academy Awards. The 86th Academy Awards ceremony was held on March 2, 2014, at the Dolby Theatre in Los Angeles, later than usual as to not clash with the Winter Olympics in Sochi, Russia. The 87th Academy Awards ceremony was held on February 22, 2015. Historically given during the first quarter of the new year, the awards honor achievements for cinematic accomplishments for the preceding year. For example, 12 Years a Slave was awarded Best Picture for 2013, although the Oscar ceremony was conducted in 2014. As of the 87th awards ceremony, held in 2015, a total of 2,947 Oscars have been awarded since the inception of the award history. The first Academy Awards presentation was held on May 16, 1929, at a private dinner at the Hollywood Roosevelt Hotel with an audience of about 270 people. The post-awards party was held at the Mayfair Hotel. The cost of guest tickets for that night's ceremony was $5. 15 statuettes were awarded, honoring artists, directors and other participants in the filmmaking industry of the time, for their works during the 1927–28 period. The ceremony ran for 15 minutes. Winners had been announced to media 3 months earlier, however, that was changed for the second ceremony in 1930. Since then, for the rest of the first decade, the results were given to newspapers for publication at 11 p.m. on the night of the awards. This method was used until an occasion when the Los Angeles Times announced the winners before the ceremony began. As a result, the Academy has, since 1941, used a sealed envelope to reveal the name of the winners. The first Best Actor awarded was Emil Jannings, for his performances in The Last Command and The Way of All Flesh. He had to return to Europe before the ceremony, so the Academy agreed to give him the prize earlier. This made him the first Academy Award winner in history. At that time, the winners were recognized for all of their work done in a certain category during the qualifying period. For example, Jannings received the award for 2 movies in which he starred during that period, and Janet Gaynor later won a single Oscar for performances in 3 films. With the fourth ceremony, however, the system changed, and professionals were honored for a specific performance in a single film. For the first 6 ceremonies, the eligibility period spanned 2 calendar years. At the 29th ceremony, held on March 27, 1957, the Best Foreign Language Film category was introduced. Until then, foreign language films had been honored with the Special Achievement Award. The 74th Academy Awards, held in 2002, presented the first Academy Award for Best Animated Feature, Oscar statuette. Although there are 7 other types of annual awards presented by the Academy plus 2 awards that are not presented annually. The best-known one is the Academy Award of Merit, more popularly known as the Oscar statuette. Made of gold-plated Britannium on a black metal base, it is 13.5 in tall, weighs 8.5 pounds and depicts a knight rendered in Art Deco style holding a crusader's sword standing on a reel of film with 5 spokes. The 5 spokes represent the original branches of the Academy: actors, writers, directors, producers, and technicians. No model was used during the design process of the statuette. Sculptor George Stanley sculpted Cedric Gibbons's design in clay, and Sachin Smith cast the statuette in 92.5% tin and 7.5% copper and then gold-plated it. The only addition to the Oscar since it was created is a minor streamlining of the base. The original Oscar mold was cast in 1928 of the C.W. Shumway & Sons foundry in Batavia, Illinois, which also contributed to casting the molds for the Vince Lombardi Trophy and Emmy Awards statuettes. Since 1983, approximately 50 Oscars are made each year in Chicago by Illinois manufacturer R.S. Owens & Company. It takes between 3 to 4 weeks to manufacture 50 statuettes. In support of the American effort in World War II, the statuettes were made of plaster and were traded in for gold ones after the war had ended. Naming the origin of the name Oscar is disputed. One biography of Bette Davis claims that she named the Oscar after her first husband, bandleader Harmon Oscar Nelson. One of the earliest mentions in print of the term Oscar dates back to a Time magazine article about the 1934 6th Academy Awards. Walt Disney is also quoted as thanking the Academy for his Oscar as early as 1932. Another claimed origin is that the Academy's executive secretary, Margaret Herrick, first saw the award in 1931 and made reference to the statuettes reminding her of her Uncle Oscar. Columnist Sidney Skolsky was present during Herrick's naming and seized the name in his byline. Employees have affectionately dubbed their famous statuette Oscar. The trophy was officially dubbed the Oscar in 1939 by the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences. Engraving to prevent information identifying the Oscar winners from leaking ahead of the ceremony. Oscar statuettes presented at the ceremony have blank base plates. Until 2010, winners were expected to return the statuettes to the Academy after the ceremony and wait several weeks to have inscriptions applied. Since 2010, winners have had the option of having engraved nameplates applied to their statuettes at an inscription processing station at the Governor's Ball, a party held immediately after the Oscar ceremony. In 2010, the R.S. Owens Company made 197 engraved nameplates ahead of the ceremony, bearing the names of every potential winner. The 175 or so nameplates for non-winning nominees were recycled afterwards. Ownership of Oscar statuettes since 1950. The statuettes have been legally encumbered by the requirement that neither winners nor their heirs may sell the statuettes without first offering to sell them back to the Academy for $1. If a winner refuses to agree to this stipulation, then the Academy keeps the statuette. Academy Awards not protected by this agreement have been sold in public auctions and private deals for six-figure sums. In December 2011, Orson Welles' 1941 Oscar for Citizen Kane was put up for auction, after his heirs won a 2004 court decision contending that Welles did not sign any agreement to return the statue to the Academy. On December 20, 2011, it sold in an online auction for $861,542. In 1992, Harold Russell needed money for his wife's medical expenses. In a controversial decision, he consigned his 1946 Oscar for Best Supporting Actor for The Best Years of Our Lives to Herman Darvik Autograph Auctions, and on August 6, 1992, in New York City, the Oscar sold to a private collector for $60,500. Russell defended his action, saying, "I don't know why anybody would be critical. My wife's health is much more important than sentimental reasons. The movie will be here, even if Oscar isn't." Harold Russell is the only Academy Award-winning actor to ever sell an Oscar. While the Oscar is owned by the recipient, it is essentially not on the open market. Michael Todd's grandson tried to sell Todd's Oscar statuette to a movie prop collector in 1989. but the Academy won the legal battle by getting a permanent injunction. Although some Oscar sales transactions have been successful, some buyers have subsequently returned the statuettes to the Academy, which keeps them in its treasury. Nomination. Since 2004, Academy Award nomination results have been announced to the public in late January. Prior to that, the results were announced in early February. Voters. The Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences, a professional honorary organization, maintains a voting membership of 5,783 as of 2012 update. Academy membership is divided into different branches, with each representing a different discipline in film production. Actors constitute the largest voting bloc, numbering 1,311 members of the Academy's composition. Votes have been certified by the auditing firm PricewaterhouseCoopers for the past 73 annual award ceremonies. All AMPAS members must be invited to join by the Board of Governors, on behalf of Academy branch executive committees. Membership eligibility may be achieved by a competitive nomination, or a member may submit a name based on other significant contribution to the field of motion pictures. New membership proposals are considered annually. The Academy does not publicly disclose its membership, although as recently as 2007 press releases have announced the names of those who have been invited to join. The 2007 release also stated that it has just under 6,000 voting members. While the membership had been growing, stricter policies have kept its size steady since then. In 2012, the results of a study conducted by the Los Angeles Times were published describing the demographic breakdown of approximately 88% of AMPAS voting membership. Of the 5,100-plus active voters confirmed, 94% were Caucasian, 77% were male, and 54% were found to be over the age of 60. 33% of voting members are former nominees and winners. In May 2011, the Academy sent a letter advising its 6,000 or so voting members that an online system for Oscar voting will be implemented in 2013. Rules. According to Rules 2 and 3 of the official Academy Awards rules, a film must open in the previous calendar year, from midnight at the start of the 1st of January to midnight at the end of the 31st of December, in Los Angeles County, California, and play for 7 consecutive days. To qualify, for example, the 2009 Best Picture winner, The Hurt Locker, was actually first released in 2008. But did not qualify for the 2008 awards as it did not play its Oscar qualifying run in Los Angeles until mid-2009, thus qualifying for the 2009 awards. Rule 2 states that a film must be feature-length, defined as a minimum of 40 minutes, except for short subject awards, and it must exist either on a 35mm or 70mm film print or in 24 frame per second or 48 frame per second progressive scan digital cinema format with a minimum projector resolution of 2048 by 1080 pixels. Producers must submit an official screen credits online form before the deadline. In case it is not submitted by the defined deadline, the film will be ineligible for Academy Awards in any year. The form includes the production credits for all related categories. Then, each form is checked and put in a reminder list of eligible releases. In late December, ballots and copies of the reminder list of eligible releases are mailed to around 6,000 active members. For most categories, members from each of the branches vote to determine the nominees only in their respective categories. In all major categories, voters use an instant runoff voting ballot, with potential nominees rewarded in the single transferable vote tally for having strong supporters who rank them first. There are some exceptions in the case of certain categories, like foreign film, documentary and animated feature film, in which movies are selected by special screening committees are made up of members from all branches. In the special case of Best Picture, all voting members are eligible to select the nominees for that category. foreign films must include English subtitles, and each country can submit only one film per year. Film companies will spend as much as several $1 million on marketing to awards voters for a movie in the running for Best Picture, in attempts to improve chances of receiving Oscars and other movie awards conferred in Oscar season. The Academy enforces rules to limit overt campaigning by its members so as to try to eliminate excesses and prevent the process from becoming undignified. It has an awards czar on staff who advises members on allowed practices and levies penalties on offenders. For example, a producer of the 2010 Best Picture nominee, The Hurt Locker, was disqualified as a producer in the category when he contacted associates urging them to vote for his film and not another that was seen as frontrunner.